The story opens with Kim, a sheltered heiress living under her controlling father's thumb. Supposed to be bound for London, she secretly swaps identities with her friend Lita to remain in Thailand, her first desperate act of rebellion. Contrast this with Kaokla, a self-made mechanic hardened by a rough upbringing. At the airport, he lovingly bids farewell to his flight attendant girlfriend. Kim witnesses their affection, admiring Kaokla's devotion. Tragically, Kaokla is oblivious to the truth. His girlfriend is cheating on him with a wealthy man. Fate intervenes through a dating app. Lita creates a profile for Kim, while Kaokla's friend, Kem, uses Kaokla's photo to catfish women. Kim ignores the setup to play with local children, unknowingly dropping her wallet in the process. Later, at a mini-market, Kaokla spots Kim and recognizes her from the app. When she realizes her wallet is missing and cannot pay, Kaokla misjudges the situation completely. He brands her a broke gold digger, targeting his friend, unaware she is actually a billionaire's daughter. Kim's luck worsens when she nearly gets struck by a motorcycle, but Kaokla pulls her to safety. Shortly after, she receives free roti paid for by Kaokla, an act of charity for the hungry born from his own history with poverty. His hidden kindness touches her. Back home, the truth explodes. Kem reveals that Kaokla's girlfriend is leaving him to marry a rich man. Betrayed and furious, Kaokla storms to the house he rents for her, only to find Kim inside. It's a disastrous mix-up. Lita had rented the place for Kim without knowing the owner. With no proof of tenancy, Kaokla kicks Kim out, convinced she is nothing but a squatter. Now homeless and broke, Kim is cornered. She cannot call her father without exposing her lies, so she is forced to pawn her jewelry to survive. When she finally contacts Lita, the rental confusion is cleared up, but a new threat emerges. Lita warns that Tatai, a wealthy banking heir, is looking for her. He is Kim's arranged match, a loveless fate she has accepted simply because she has never dared to defy her father. Kim's reputation as the perfect, obedient daughter earns her no love. Instead, it fuels the venomous envy of her cousins who covet her inheritance. Her wealth is a golden cage, offering luxury but stripping her of all freedom. The escape she attempted by swapping lives with Lita inevitably collapses. Tatai, her arranged fiancé, exposes the ruse, and her father tracks her down via credit card activity. Cornered and panicked, Kim has no choice but to return to the lion's den to face her father. Before she can reach home, she crashes into Kaokla, who is in the midst of a violent rampage at his ex-girlfriend's wedding. The bride cruelly discards Kaokla for his poverty, igniting a brawl. Kim intervenes, shielding him from security and managing to calm his explosive rage. But her own nightmare awaits. Her cousin, Promptfoot, poisons her father with lies about the dating app, framing Kim as promiscuous. Believing the worst, her father explodes. He brands Kim a whore, just like her mother, and delivers a brutal slap that shatters her world.
ด้วยการออกมามั่วผู้ชายเนี่ยนะ
คิมเปล่าค่ะ
สาบานได้ไหม
แต่คิมไม่ใช่
Devastated and cut off, Kim flees and rejoins Kaokla, only to accidentally wreck the front of his car.
ไม่ขับเร็วเนี่ยระวัง
Furious, Kaokla leaves her stranded on the road, tossing her his house keys solely so she can retrieve her belongings. Alone, Kim is haunted by memories of her father's suffocating control. Desperate, she begs him for money to fix the car, but he coldly refuses, accusing her of funding a scammer. Broken and wandering the streets, Kim's naivety nearly costs her everything. A stranger mistakes her for a prostitute and attempts to assault her. At the critical second, Kaokla returns, rescuing her from the darkness once again.
มานี่เลยเฮ้ยมายุ่งไหนด้วยวะ คิดว่าเงินจะซื้อทุก
Takes her to his home, a refuge for two broken souls, Kaukla, betrayed by love, and Kim, crushed by family, drown their sorrows in alcohol. In her drunken vulnerability, Kim heals Kaukla's wounded ego, praising his kindness and telling him his ex was a fool to let him go. Her words pierce through his self-loathing, restoring his worth. The emotional intensity shifts. The atmosphere thickens. Drawn together by shared pain and sudden passion, they cross the line, surrendering to each other for the night. When Kim woke up the next morning, reality hit her like a cold wave. She was absolutely terrified, unable to believe that in her drunken state she had crossed the line and slept with Kaukla. Overwhelmed by panic and regret, she tried to slip away quietly, but the chaos was far from over. Suddenly, Kaukla's ex-girlfriend, the very same woman who had betrayed him, stormed in, screaming in a jealous rage. The irony was bitter. The woman who had cheated on Kaukla now felt she had the right to be furious that Kaukla was with someone else. Kaukla, however, paid her no mind. His focus was entirely on Kim. He chased after her, and when he finally caught up, he poured his heart out. He insisted that what happened wasn't just a mistake born of alcohol. He looked her in the eyes and confessed that his feelings were real. He had genuinely fallen for her, but this tender moment was brutally interrupted. Her father's assistant arrived, flanked by police officers. The romantic atmosphere shattered instantly. Kim was whisked away in a chauffeur-driven car, while Kaukla was left behind, accused of kidnapping and extortion. Kaukla was dragged into a long, grueling interrogation. The police pressured him relentlessly to confess to crimes he didn't commit, but he held his ground. He insisted he didn't know who Kim really was, and that the entire situation was a massive misunderstanding. Meanwhile, Kim was trapped in her own nightmare. Still in shock from the night before, she faced immense pressure at home, where her family twisted every detail to make her feel increasingly guilty and ashamed. Her father harbored dark suspicions about what had transpired between them. However, upon hearing that Kaukla had denied touching her, he felt a flicker of relief and decided against forcing Kim to undergo a humiliating medical examination to prove her purity. Yet his relief did not mean mercy. He coldly ordered his assistant to ensure Kaukla was kept far away from Kim, permanently, even if it meant eliminating him. When Kaukla was finally released, he returned to his workshop, scrambling to clean up and hide anything the police might use against him. His thoughts, however, were consumed by worry for Kim. He feared her father might be mistreating her, but he was powerless to help, knowing any attempt to contact her would be blocked. His fears were well-founded. At the mansion, Kim's father was busy poisoning her mind against Kaukla. He painted Kaukla as a violent ex-convict, a piece of trash who had attacked people and rotted in prison. Kim refused to believe these lies. She knew the kindness of the man who had saved her. She desperately searched the internet for the truth about him. At the same moment, Kaukla was doing his own research. When he finally uncovered Kim's true identity, the blood drained from his face. She wasn't just a girl. She was the primary heiress to a massive conglomerate. The realization hit him hard. He had entangled himself with someone from a different world, a dangerous world where the rich could crush people like him without a second thought. A few days later, Kim was exiled to Phuket by her father, placed under the watch of her cousin Promphet. During the trip, anxiety gnawed at her. She was terrified she might be pregnant. She tried desperately to buy emergency contraception, but her attempts were thwarted by her suffocating nanny, who shadowed her every move, ready to report back to her father. Back in Bangkok, the fallout continued. Lita was summoned to face Kim's father. She tried to explain the harmless intent behind the dating app and their identity swap, but Kim's father only sneered at her. Pushed to her limit, Lita stood her ground. With blazing courage, she told the powerful billionaire that he was a terrible father, one who stripped his daughter of all happiness and freedom. She didn't care if this outburst cost her the scholarship his foundation provided. She had to defend her best friend. She even got into a heated argument with Tatai, who blamed her for the mess, though this clash sparked the beginning of a strange, tense closeness between them. By midday, Tatai arrived in Phuket to join Kim. He invited her diving, and Kim agreed, seeing it as her only chance to slip away from her nanny's prying eyes to finally visit a pharmacy. But fate had other plans. At the pharmacy, she ran straight into Kaukla, who was hiding out to avoid the police. Kaukla, desperate and confused, demanded an explanation for everything. Panic overtook Kim, and she fled. Meanwhile, Kaukla received a frantic call from Kem. Gunmen sent by Kim's father had raided the workshop, holding Kem at gunpoint to seize the CCTV footage. Realizing that his life and his friends were in grave danger, Kaukla knew the only way out was for Kim to convince her father to drop the charges. He chased her all the way to the harbour and managed to sneak onto the boat she was boarding. Once the boat was at sea, Kim discovered him. Realizing that Tatai and her father's men were closing in, she made a heartbreaking decision. To save him from being captured, she forced Kaukla to jump overboard into the open ocean.
ถ้าไม่อยากมีเรื่องฉันขอร้อง
ไปไหนอะ
นี่ฉันไม่ได้พูดเล่นนะ
As he hit the water, terror gripped her. She feared he would drown. But Kaukla did not die. He was pulled from the waves by a luxurious yacht owned by a striking middle-aged woman. She saved him from her father's henchmen. This woman was Asia Rahman. Unbeknownst to Kaukla, she was the lawful wife of his biological father, a connection to a family he never knew existed, having believed he was an orphan since his mother's death. Kaukla infiltrates Kim's home to delete the incriminating CCTV footage from her father's tablet. Kim creates a diversion, but it is a trap. The files were duplicated and broadcast live on the TV. Her father explodes in a rage, hurling verbal abuse at Kim. Unable to watch her suffer, Kaukla reveals himself. The confrontation turns brutal. Promfit beats Kaukla unconscious, throws him into the pool, and continues the assault. Her father lies, claiming Kaukla extorted 5 million baht. To save his life, Kim is forced to break up with Kaukla on the spot. Broken and discarded, Kaukla is rescued by Asia. Back at the garage, the bitter truth emerges. His friend Kem actually did take the bribe money. Kaukla attempts to return the check, but is blocked by guards. Meanwhile, Kim confirms her worst fear. She is pregnant. Panicked, she meets Lita, who suggests an abortion. During a blind charity event at a mall, Lita attempts to pass abortion pills to Kim, unknowingly in Kaukla's presence. When Kim falls ill, Kaukla reveals himself solely to return the money, proving his integrity. Promfit attempts to frame Kaukla for theft, but the move backfires. Kaukla exposes Promfit's illegal luxury car to the police, resulting in its seizure and humiliating the family. Armed with intel from Asia, Kaukla dismantles Promfit's illegal car network, vowing to destroy those who hurt Kim. Kim returns the check to her father, declaring independence, but her cousin Prim discovers the hidden pregnancy test. Her father orders Kim to flee to the UK immediately. Instead, remembering Kaukla's promise of protection, Kim runs to him and reveals the pregnancy. Kaukla is stunned, not by rejection, but by guilt for ruining her future. Fearing her father will kill Kaukla, Kim insists on an abortion. Though hesitant, Kaukla agrees to support her choice. Feigning a departure for London, Kim meets Kaukla to head to the clinic. However, Promfit tracks them, blackmailing Kaukla for car parts. While hiding Kim, a heated argument reveals Kaukla's true heart. He admits he could never kill his own child. Realizing he only agreed to the abortion for her sake, Kim wavers. Kaukla moves her to a safe house and pays off Promfit to buy her safety. However, the betrayal runs deep. Promfit's mother and sister expose Kim's fake departure and the pregnancy to her father. They weaponize the family's dark history. Kim's mother committed suicide after being caught in an affair, driving her father's current obsession with control. Now, unhinged by the news, her father demands Kim's return. Kaukla refuses. Rejecting the abortion, they decide to keep the baby and run away together, prepared to sacrifice their futures for their child. Kaukla brings Kim to his sanctuary, his father's plantation in the countryside. Back in Bangkok, Promfort seizes the opportunity. He manipulates Kim's father into disowning her, arguing that stripping her of wealth will expose Kaokla as a gold digger who will eventually abandon her. In reality, this is just Promfort's greed talking. He wants the inheritance for himself, but Kaokla is far from the pauper they imagine. His family is self-sufficient, owning a large plantation and a local school. Kim is stunned. She had no idea. Kaokla reveals he stayed away for years due to a strained relationship with his stern father. The reunion is tense, but Kaokla's sister, Chloe, breaks the ice. Then, the bomb drops. Kaokla confesses Kim is his girlfriend, and she is pregnant. His father explodes in anger, terrified of the retribution from Kim's powerful family. Kaokla stands firm, vowing to take full responsibility without being a burden. Though he initially plans to leave to maintain their charade, his father relents, allowing them to stay. In the safety of the countryside, the pretend romance turns real. Love blossoms. Kim discovers a happiness she never found in the city's luxury. She feels the child will thrive here, though she still plans to leave the baby with Kaokla after birth to finish her studies. A plan Kaokla secretly hopes to change. Kim makes one last desperate call to her father, asking for help to take college leave. His response is brutal: obey him or be disowned. Heartbroken, Kim finally snaps. She screams the truth, that his suffocating standards made her life miserable. She vows never to return if her life with Kaokla proves happier. She hangs up, unaware that her words have finally pierced her father's armor, leaving him with a flicker of regret. Kim falls into a depression, her health deteriorating. Seeing her pain, Kaokla's father makes a bold move. He travels to Bangkok to confront Kim's father, seeking his blessing. He arrives humbly, bearing vegetables only to be sneered at and called poor trash. Unfazed, Kaokla's father delivers a stinging counter. If her own father won't love her, he will adopt Kim and give her the happiness she was denied. The insult lands deep. Kim's father is enraged because he knows it is the truth. Kaokla's father returns safely, but delivers the hard news. Kim has been cut off. When Kim admits she still plans to leave after the birth, he turns his fury on Kaokla. He scolds his son for ruining a girl's life and stripping her of her family. Shamed into action, Kaokla begs Kim to stay. He promises to protect and cherish her forever. Moved, they agree to get married immediately. Life improves as Kim uses the internet to promote the plantation, but the peace is short-lived. Local thugs from Kaokla's past provoke a fight, leading to accusations of attempted murder. Chloe finally reveals Kaokla's tragic history to Kim. He was bullied for being a bastard child. His biological father only wanted him as an organ donor for a sick sibling, forcing his mother to flee to this village. Years ago, Kaokla beat a tormentor so badly, he went to juvenile detention. While he was locked up, his mother died of grief, and his stepfather went bankrupt, paying the victim's medical bills. Kaokla didn't leave home to rebel. He left to earn money and restore his father's lost honor. Back in the present, life at the plantation becomes a newfound paradise. Kaokla is reunited with his family, and Kim is welcomed as one of their own. Kaokla eagerly proposes they build a house together, but Kim hesitates, admitting she isn't ready for marriage. Hurt and rejected, Kaokla gives her the cold shoulder, even as his father tries to smooth things over. Days pass in tense silence, though life goes on. Kim becomes a popular tour guide for the plantation, eventually moving into the house Kaokla built for her. Time brings clarity. Kim finally agrees to marry Kaokla. On moving day, her nanny arrives, having been fired by Kim's father, but she brings a blessing in disguise. She witnesses Kaokla's proposal and stands in as Kim's guardian, giving them her blessing. Kayocla's father gifts them Kayocla's life savings, money sent home over the years, to start their new life and prepare for the baby. A new chapter begins, but betrayal lurks. The nanny, secretly sent to spy, reports Kim's happiness to her father, fueling his rage. Their marital bliss is cut short when Kim arrives with devastating news. The police have shut down their garage. Forced to confess, Kayocla admits to Kim that he ran an illegal business helping the rich evade car taxes. He vows to stop, but then makes a shocking sacrifice. He gives Kim his entire savings to start over. His father is furious and Kim is deeply disappointed. Desperate to fix this, Kayocla promises to replace the money before their child is born, revealing he has secured a job in Laos. However, Kim's cousins are relentless. Intent on stripping her inheritance, they target her only ally, Lita. Kim's father revokes Lita's scholarship entirely, isolating Kim further. Promptfort then whispers a poisonous idea to Kim's father: frame Kayocla, imprison him, and drag Kim back home. While Kayocla works abroad and Kim helps at the plantation, her pregnancy reaches 3 months. Suddenly, a mysterious woman arrives, Asia, Kayocla's biological mother. She claims to be looking for Kayocla, but ends up staying the night. Eavesdropping on Kayocla's father, she learns the truth. Kayocla was kidnapped by his nanny, his current mother, to save him from being an organ donor for his sick half-brother. Asia flees after receiving a call from her son, Nate, who bears a striking resemblance to Kayocla. Kayocla returns from Laos for a week, but trouble follows. Kim is told her father is ill nearby and wants to see her, a secret she keeps from Kayocla. Meanwhile, Kayocla is lured by Kim into another job, a trap set by Kim's father. A police chase ensues. On the boat, a wounded Kim confesses he sold Kayocla out to clear his own name. Kayocla is shot and hospitalized. Kim rushes to him, but is barred by her father, who feeds her lies about Kayocla's crimes. Kayocla escapes custody to tell Kim the truth. Her father set him up. Kim believes him and shields him from the police. But in the chaos, Kayocla's sister, Chloe, is accidentally shot. The police drag Kayocla away. With Kayocla imprisoned, Kim spirals into depression at her father's house. Her health fails. In jail, Kim begs for forgiveness, consumed by guilt. The tragedy peaks when Kim suffers a miscarriage, losing the baby alone without her husband. Lita helps her write a letter to Kayocla, sharing the heartbreaking news and asking for an explanation, but the letter never reaches him. Promptfort intercepts it, and Kim's father swaps it with a forged note demanding a divorce and insulting Kayocla. Heartbroken, Kayocla believes Kim has turned on him. Simultaneously, Kim's father manipulates Lita with a scholarship to the UK and lies about Kayocla, coercing her to tell Kim that Kayocla wants the divorce. Deceived and manipulated, both Kim and Kayocla believe the other has abandoned them. With their child gone, the last bond is severed and they agree to divorce. Kayocla remains in prison, trapped by Kim's father's influence. His father tries to sell the plantation to pay for a lawyer, but Kayocla refuses, choosing to rot in jail rather than let his family lose everything again. Time passes. Divorced and shattered, Kim decides to leave for London. But before she departs, a horrifying truth emerges. Kayocla attempted suicide by selling his kidney on the black market to save his father from financial ruin. Realizing the divorce was a lie orchestrated by her father and Promptfort, a panicked Kim tries to reach Kayocla, but her father blocks her every move. It is too late. Kayocla signed the illegal contract with Asia. Despite his father's desperate objections, the surgery proceeds, leaving Kayocla in critical condition. At the airport, a chilling premonition strikes Kim. She boards her flight, haunted by the conviction that Kayocla has died from the tragedy. 7 years later, Kim returns to Thailand. While scouting land in Phuket to build a home, she freezes. She sees a man identical to Kayocla, but he has no tattoo, and he acts like a stranger. In reality, it is Kaokla, pretending not to know her to keep her life peaceful. Shaken, Kim insists on driving herself home, but crashes her car and is severely injured. She is rescued and taken to Kaokla's house to recover. Delirious with fever, she calls out Kaokla's name all night. He watches over her, silent. The truth of the last 7 years remains hidden. Kaokla survived the surgery. When his father refused the money from the kidney sale, Asia, feeling indebted, vowed to support Kaokla for life, treating him as her own heir. Transformed from a mechanic to a wealthy, educated businessman, Kaokla now cares for his comatose half-brother, Nate. He has loved Kim from the shadows for years, but stays away to protect her. Morning breaks the illusion. As Kim prepares to leave, she sees Kem calling the man's phone. The lie collapses. Kaokla admits his identity, but coldly draws a line. The past is dead, and they should not revisit it. Kim is crushed by guilt and sorrow, believing she destroyed his life. A reunion seems impossible. Kim is now with Tatai, who plans a grand proposal at the launch of Kim's new hotel. Kaokla attends the event with his new girlfriend, the supermodel Claire. Kim and Lita are stunned to see him there, powerful and changed. Amidst the shock, Tatai drops to one knee. Under immense pressure and with a confused heart, Kim accepts the proposal. Watching the woman he still loves agree to marry another, Kaokla is consumed by silent, agonizing jealousy. Driven by curiosity, Kim sneaks into Claire's hotel room to uncover the truth of his missing years. It backfires instantly. Claire catches her, snapping compromising photos and terrorizing her until she panics. The stress triggers a severe allergic reaction, landing Kim in the hospital. There, a chilling realization hits her. Claire hasn't just returned, he has been watching her from the shadows for years. A similar attack 2 years ago wasn't a hallucination, he was really there. Lita tries to bury the news of the break-in, but the scandal explodes. Kim's father is terrified. Claire is no longer a poor mechanic he can crush. He is a business tycoon with government connections and the Prime Minister's favour. He doesn't just compete, he dominates, ruthlessly exploiting every weakness in Kim's family empire. While Kim's father flounders, her cousin Prim plots to seduce Claire to destroy Kim. But Claire is fueled by pure vengeance for his family's suffering and his sister's disability caused by their cruelty. He sets a trap, baiting Promptfort into sneaking into his room. Caught on CCTV and framed with planted evidence, Promptfort is arrested for theft. Though he escapes prison by scapegoating an innocent assistant, the humiliation is absolute. True to form, Kim's father blames Kim for the entire disaster. Claire continues to toy with them. He leaks a fake interest in an old property, tricking Kim's father into buying it, a financial trap. Kim warns her family, but her voice is ignored. Simultaneously, her personal life crumbles. Lita reveals that Tatai's father is forcing him to marry another woman. Tatai swears his loyalty to Kim, but the foundation of their relationship shakes. The chaos converges at Tatai's apartment building, where Claire also resides. Prim attempts to seduce Claire, but a fire alarm exposes her scheme. Claire kicks her out, but the damage is done. Prim posts photos from inside Claire's room to the family group, twisting the narrative to suggest Tatai is conspiring with Claire. The family turns on Kim, branding her useless and incompetent. Surrounded by enemies and betrayed by her own blood, Kim is forced to swallow her anger and endure their abuse in silence. The next day, Asia forces Kaokla to end things with Claire. Kaokla obeys, trapped in a game of deception. He must please Asia to complete his true mission, recovering his inheritance. Asia has been hiding a will left by Kaokla's biological father, intending to steal everything. Luckily, Kem finds the torn document, revealing that Kaokla is the rightful heir to a fortune. Fueled by vengeance against Asia's greed, Kaokla plots his next move. Asia orders Kaokla to buy a property opposite Kim's hotel. Kim overhears Kem discussing the plan and seizes an opportunity. Using a fake identity on Kaokla's own app, she poses as a cleaner to infiltrate his apartment. While he is out, she tries to hack Kem's laptop for intel. Panic strikes when Prim barges in, but Kim hides just in time. Kaokla, alerted by a security notification, calls to check. Kim lies, claiming it was his girlfriend snooping. Kaokla buys it and kicks Prim out. Kaokla, unknowingly hiring his ex-wife, asks the cleaner to watch his apartment while he travels to Shanghai. He even asks her to cook using ingredients sent by his father. Unbeknownst to them, Asia's spies are watching. Seeing a woman in the apartment, Asia is furious, fearing Kaokla is back with Kim. Matters worsen when Kim accidentally leaves her engagement ring behind. Meanwhile, Lita grows closer to Tatai, suppressing her feelings out of loyalty to Kim. Tensions explode. Kim's father continues his dirty tactics against Kaokla's business. Asia warns Kaokla to stay away from Kim. Pushed to the brink, Kaokla decides to destroy Kim's family once and for all. He threatens Kim directly, promising retribution. He sets a trap, hiring her via the app to help him move out, intending to expose her family's espionage on live TV during a debate with her father. Kim suspects the trap and sends a real cleaner instead. But Kaokla is one step ahead. He has Kem drag Kim to the broadcast studio, thrusting her into the spotlight. Humiliated, her father and Promphet are enraged. Backstage, Kim begs Kaokla to destroy her, but spare her family. Kaokla refuses. His vengeance isn't just for heartbreak. It's for the prison sentence, the humiliation and the insults hurled at his father. Collateral damage spreads. Lita wins Woman of the Year, only to discover Kim's father bought the award to manipulate her again. Disgusted, she rejects it. Tatai witnesses her meltdown, questioning the truth. Asia makes her move, offering Kim a job to escape her father's control. At a lunch meeting, Kaokla arrives with Claire and her mother. The room spins. Claire's mother is Kim's mother, alive, not dead, as she was told. Kim is shattered. Her father lied about her mother's death for years. Overwhelmed by betrayal, she flees into the rain. Kaokla chases her, pitying the victim of such profound cruelty, but she ignores him. Kim confronts her father in a rage, lashing out at him and the nanny for their years of deceit. Seeking solace, she retreats to Tatai's apartment. Meanwhile, Kaokla finds Kim's lost wallet and sees his photo inside. He realizes she still loves him, trapped by fate. A legal hurdle arises. They are still legally married. This stalls property divisions and remarriages. Kim seeks advice from Lita, who is fighting her own battle. Kim's father has implicated Lita in a corruption scandal. With Kaokla's protection, Lita finally turns against Kim's father. Isolated, Kim realizes her father's empire is collapsing. Desperate and angry, Kim attacks Kaokla at a Muay Thai gym, dousing him with water in front of everyone. Yet, beneath the hostility, Kaokla's jealousy flares whenever Tatai is near. During a trip to Tatai's coconut plantation, Kim's mother offers a revelation. Kaokla's anger masks deep care, just like her father's once did. Kim begins to see the cracks in her narrative, unaware that Kaokla sold his kidney because of her father's lies. Despite the tension, moments of connection flicker at the plantation. But the war continues. Kim steals a proposal for Asia's boutique hotel from a careless Kem. She plants it at the property to sabotage the deal. The owner's assistant is furious at the plans, but the owner herself surprises everyone. She gifts the house to Kaokla for free, trusting his good heart on the condition he waits until she passes. The same day, Prim discovers the unsigned divorce papers Kla left behind and hands them to Kim's father. Seeing a gold mine, He plans to expose the marriage publicly to seize Clare's assets, Kim's worst nightmare as she is hiding her past from Tatai. Her father's greed knows no bounds. He demands an absurd 200 million baht dowry from Tatai, intending to force a breakup so he can exploit Clare's wealth through Kim. Kim meets Clare to discuss the divorce. When Clare questions her about the letter she supposedly sent to prison demanding a split, Kim is blindsided. She never wrote it. The truth clicks. Her father swapped the letters. She was played. The next day, Kim explodes. She demands her father stay out of her life forever. Panicked by her rebellion, he tries to manipulate Lita. He offers a sick deal. If Lita pushes Kim back to Clare, she can have Tatai for herself. Lita refuses to betray her friend again, but finally confesses the truth about the letter swap. Instead of gratitude, Kim snaps, calling Lita a traitor for keeping the secret so long, and storms off. Meanwhile, Claire discovers Clare is still legally married. To fix the mess, Clare blackmails Kim. If she wants the divorce, she must convince Claire to take him back and serve as his personal assistant. Kim agrees. She lies to Claire, painting Clay as a victim trapped by a past miscarriage. Claire softens, revealing that Clare still deeply mourns their lost child. Hearing this, Kim breaks down, her own grief resurfacing. True to her word, Kim becomes Clare's servant. While cleaning his workshop, she finds his heavy medication for trauma caused by her family. Guilt washes over her, and she endures his harsh treatment without complaint. However, Asia spots Kim at the workshop and immediately plots to sever their reconnection. Clare enjoys tormenting Kim, but crosses the line when he mockingly suggests she keep both him and Tatai as husbands. Kim retaliates by slapping him with a plate of food. Distracted by Clare, Kim asks Lita to handle her wedding preparations, oblivious to the fact that Lita is secretly in love with Tatai. Old sparks reignite during a drunken dinner at the garage, witnessed by a jealous Claire. Kim drives away intoxicated, but Claire harasses her on the road, contributing to a severe crash. Kim stops breathing. Clare rushes to the scene, performing CPR until she revives, then takes full responsibility at the hospital to shield Claire from police scrutiny. When Tatai and her father arrive, the doctor reveals Kim's husband handled the paperwork. Tatai is stunned. Kim's father seizes the moment, exposing Clay as the legal husband to sabotage the engagement. He threatens to sue Claire for causing the accident. To protect Claire, Clay offers a deal, an immediate unconditional divorce, if Kim drops the lawsuit against Claire. Kim is heartbroken. Realizing she still loves him, she weeps as she hands over the signed divorce papers. Kala is equally devastated. Moments after leaving her room, he punches a wall in a fit of agony. The aftermath is brutal. Tatai loses trust in Kim, and Claire dumps Clay, refusing to be collateral damage in his revenge. But the crash wasn't just alcohol. Kim discovers Kim's car exhaust was tampered with to leak CO2. It was an assassination attempt by Asia. Enraged, Kala confronts Asia, demanding she apologize to Kim or face total destruction. Asia tries to flee the country, but stops when she learns her son, Nate, has had a seizure and is with Clare. Terrified Clare will take revenge on her son, she rushes to Kim, not to apologize, but to threaten her to ensure Nate's safe return. Kim leaves the hospital, her resolve unshaken. Despite Clare's icy exterior and insistence on their divorce, she refuses to give up, convinced their love has survived the years of separation. Lita secretly helps Kim visit Clare's father at the plantation, where the horrific truth of the past 7 years is finally revealed. It wasn't just silence, it was survival. Chloe didn't just get hurt, she was shot and had her leg amputated. The plantation school collapsed. To save his family from ruin and pay for Chloe's medical bills, Clark sold his kidney to his dying half-brother and bound himself to Asia as her heir. Devastated by the magnitude of his sacrifice, Kim finally understands the depth of his suffering. Clark wavers on the divorce, his lingering love battling the trauma inflicted by Kim's family. However, Kim and Chloe hold on to their resentment, making Kim feel unwelcome. She leaves the plantation, handing over the divorce papers to expedite the split. Meanwhile, Tatai agrees to her father's extortionate 200 million baht dowry. The wedding is set for 4 months, but Kim intercepts the divorce papers, forcing a stalemate. He won't file them unless Kim helps Clark win Claire back first. Kim hopes marrying Tatai will restore order, but the foundation is cracking. Tatai is secretly falling for Lita. He seethes with jealousy when Prompfort approaches her and rushes to save her when she is locked in a renovated building, prioritizing Lita over his fiancée. Claire refuses to reconcile with Clark, planning to flee the country to escape the toxic drama. Kim panics. If Clark remains single, her father might sabotage her wedding to Tatai. Lita advises Kim to cut ties with Clark completely. Kim tries, but Clark manipulates her, forcing her to help him prepare a proposal for Claire. It is a cruel ruse. Clark has no interest in Claire. He uses the time to keep Kim close, flirting with her and testing her resolve. Kili drops another bombshell. Tatai is funding the dowry by investing in Clay's island. Kim is furious that her father and fiancé are treating her like a financial transaction. Despite her anger, she helps set up Clark's proposal event. But at the critical moment, Clark flips the script. He breaks up with Claire, admitting his heart belongs only to Kim. He chases after Kim, but she recoils, believing he is mocking her pain. She flees to Lita. Unable to watch her friend suffer any longer, Lita confronts Clark with the shattering truth. Kim never abandoned him. She waited faithfully, grieving him for years when she was told he was dead. The divorce demands, the cold letters, the refusal of help. It was all her father's doing. Kim bore the guilt in silence to protect him. Lita begs Clark to fight for her. Asia, losing her grip on Clark, plays a desperate card. She reveals that Claire and Kim are half-sisters. Armed with this knowledge, Clark visits Kim's mother to ask for her blessing to win Kim back. She hesitates, challenging him to prove he won't hurt her daughter again. Meanwhile, karma strikes Kim's family. Investors pull out, the hotel faces bankruptcy, and in a fit of rage, Kim's father fires Prompfort, blaming him for the empire's collapse. Clark plays his trump card against Prompfort. He offers a deal: hand over the original letter Kim sent to prison, and Clark will help him oust Kim's father and pay him a fortune. Greed wins. Prompfort retrieves the letter from the assistant, who is secretly sleeping with Prompfort's mother, and delivers it to Clark the next morning. Reading Kim's handwriting, Clark is crushed by guilt. Kim never betrayed him. She wrote that she would wait for him forever, no matter the sentence. The realization hits hard. Kim's father orchestrated the silence and suffering for years. Clark's sorrow instantly hardens into a vow of total vengeance against the man who stole their time. Simultaneously, Prompfort's mother sabotages Kim by leaking her divorce papers to Tatai's father. The engagement is doomed. To protect Tatai from her father's exploitation, Kim calls off the wedding. Meanwhile, her father's empire collapses. Clark steps in as the new owner of the hotel. Bankrupt but still arrogant, Kim's father drives away his family and assistant, leaving only Kim by his side. Now, a powerful CEO, Clark uses his influence to shield Kim from Asia's jealousy and save her own failing company. He pushes to restart their relationship. Conflicted, Kim consults Lita, who urges her to follow her heart back to Clark, knowing they still love each other. Tatai, heartbroken by the split, finds solace in Lita. While Lita was prepared to step aside for Kim, the tables turn. Kim steps back, Hoping Lita can heal Tatai's heart, Asia's world crumbles. Without Klar, her company spirals and shareholders revolt. Then, tragedy strikes. Nate dies from organ failure. Grief twists into obsession. Asia becomes desperate to reclaim Klar at any cost. Klar suffers a severe racing injury that threatens permanent disability. Fearing an assassination attempt, Kem hides him at a secluded villa. Kim tracks him down. In the quiet isolation, they finally reconcile and agree to be together. Back in the city, Tatai realizes he loves Lita after a bout of jealousy involving her mother's young boyfriend. He pursues her seriously, and they officially start dating. Meanwhile, Kim's father continues to abuse his assistant. Desperate to regain favor, the assistant plots to steal back Clay's shares. But before he can act, a car bomb detonates, critically injuring both Kim's father and the assistant. Kim rushes to the hospital, terrified that Klar ordered the hit. Asia seizes the moment. She poisons Kim's mind, insisting the bomb is Klar's revenge. Kim falls for the manipulation and turns on Klar. Labelled a suspect, despite zero evidence, a furious Klar writes Kim a letter expressing his outrage at her lack of trust. Kim visits the garage where she faces the wrath of Klar's sister. She offers a cold ultimatum. She will use her influence to clear Klar's name, but only if he signs the divorce papers, believing their union is cursed. Klar refuses. He loves her too much to let her go again. Instead, he vows to hunt down the real bomber to prove his innocence. The next day, Kayokla visits Nate at the hospital, where he encounters Asia. Asia coldly reveals her plan. Nate is to be taken to America, to be euthanized, because his condition is deemed hopeless. Kayokla vehemently disagrees. He refuses to let Nate die in such a manner. He threatens Asia, vowing to expose her as the mastermind behind the bombing of Kim's father. In the days that follow, Kayokla remains under police investigation as a suspect. However, Kim steps forward to testify, asserting that Kayokla is not the culprit. Despite defending him legally, Kim still struggles to trust him personally. She insists on discussing the divorce and the division of assets, debating who has the right to control the family hotel. Kayokla intends to step aside and let Kim become the CEO of the hotel, replacing her father. When Kim's father hears this, he berates Kim, accusing her of betraying him to seize power. Kayokla, however, exposes the truth. Her father had faked his injuries just to manipulate Kim's pity. This manipulation enrages Kayokla. He tells the father that he only uses Kim and has never taken pride in her success. Kayokla demands that the father compensate Kim for the ruin he has brought upon her. Yet, despite Kayokla's fierce protection, Kim still cannot bring herself to fully trust him again. Their path to reconciliation is blocked by the looming threat of Asia. Asia knows that Kayokla possesses evidence of her crimes. He had secretly installed a hidden camera in Nate's hospital room, which recorded her plotting the bombing. Desperate, Asia tries to flee with Nate, but Kayokla manages to intercept her. At the same time, Kim's father's assistant shows Kim video footage of the attack, proving that the person most likely to harm them is Asia. To confirm this, Kim contacts Claire. Claire corroborates the suspicion, explaining that Asia hates any woman who gets close to Kayokla because she fears they will steal his assets. Kim, as his wife, is seen as the ultimate threat that must be eliminated. Claire reveals a disturbing truth. Asia does not view Kayokla as a son, but almost as a lover or possession. It is no wonder she is jealous and possessive. Claire also reveals that Asia was the one who manipulated them into fighting, warning Kim to be extremely careful. Kayokla and his sister plan a business trip abroad. Kim is assigned to watch over Nate while they are gone. However, Nate is kidnapped on Asia's orders to be euthanized. Kim attempts a rescue, but the situation spirals, endangering both their lives. Fortunately, Kem manages to record their conversation using a spy pen camera and sends the footage to Chloe. Meanwhile, Kaokla is framed. While at the police station explaining the situation, a report comes in accusing him of kidnapping Nate. Tragic news follows. Nate is found, but he has already passed away. When the police raid Kaokla's garage, Kim arrives, finally realizing the truth. Kaokla was only trying to protect her and her father from Asia's destruction. The police find a lethal liquid used to kill the victim inside Kaokla's desk drawer, leading to his arrest. This time, Kim fully believes in his innocence and sees he is a victim of Asia's madness. When Kaokla is eventually released, he receives devastating news. Another body was found near Nate. It is Kem. His best friend is dead. The death destroys Kaokla emotionally, as well as his sister Chloe, who had recently become Kem's girlfriend. They are certain Asia is the murderer, but they lack proof. Kim stays by Kaokla's side as he grieves. Eventually, they ask Lita and Tatai for help to investigate Asia's involvement in Kem's death. Amidst his sorrow, thoughts of revenge begin to consume Kaokla. One day, Kaokla and Kim storm Asia's house. Consumed by rage, Asia tries to shoot Kaokla, but luckily the gun is unloaded. She is left screaming, burning in her own fury. While Kaokla drowns in grief over the loss of Kem and Nate, he faces a bitter reality. Kim's father reveals he has the recording from the spy pen Kem held before he died. He offers to give it to Kaokla, but only if Kaokla kneels and begs for forgiveness. Kaokla refuses, holding on to his dignity. Kim tries to persuade her father, but he stubbornly insists that Kaokla is the cause of his ruin. The next morning, Kaokla's father tries to find him. He calls Kim, asking her to help stop Kaokla from doing anything rash, but Kaokla has vanished, leaving behind a note suggesting he is going to take revenge on everyone who hurt him and his family. Kaokla's father then meets Asia to reveal a shocking truth. Kaokla's biological father never had an affair. He investigated the evidence left by his late wife and found that Kaokla is the biological product of IVF, implanted in Kaokla's mother. The father never intended to use him as a donor for Nate, but to raise him as a second son and heir. This means Kaokla is truly Asia's biological son. Kaokla's father reveals this to Kaokla over the phone that night. The fact leaves both Kaokla and Asia stunned, especially Asia, who must bear the shame of having flirted with her own son. Life feels sickening to Kaokla. Amidst a heavy rainstorm that night, he approaches the ocean, contemplating ending his life. However, everything changes the next day. Kaokla's father finally allows his assistant to turn over the evidence, proving Kaokla's innocence regarding the deaths of Kem and Nate. Asia's accomplice surrenders. Kaokla is to be cleared of all charges, and Asia is to be arrested. Tragically, Kim receives news that Kaokla has disappeared, believed to have drowned after sailing out in a small wooden boat. A police search is launched, but after hours of scouring the waters, he is not found. Meanwhile, as police move to arrest Asia, she is found dead, having taken poison to end her own life. Kim is consumed by regret. She hates herself for wasting the time she had with Kaokla. She is terrified by the thought of losing him forever. She continues to hope for his return, but after days of searching yield nothing. The rescue team suggests she accept his death and let go. Kim refuses. She believes he will return. While crying outside, she finds a lantern Kaokla had written for Kem. A thought strikes her. Perhaps he went up to the hill. She climbs to the summit, and there she finds him. Kaokla is injured and trapped behind rocks, unable to move. Kim rescues him and nurses him back to health. Time passes and life moves on. Since the tragedy, people have changed. Prim becomes more polite and humble. Kim's father also softens, especially after his role in helping clear Kaokla's name. He gives a portion of the inheritance, a hotel, to Promfort and Prim to manage themselves, allowing them a fresh start. Caocla, saddened by Asia's tragic end, promises to establish a charity foundation in honor of his biological father, Nate, and Asia as a gesture of gratitude. The entire fortune now falls to Caocla, who becomes even more successful. Later, Kim invites Caocla to dinner with her father. Her father's arrogance has faded. In a moment of humility, Caocla kneels, asking his father-in-law for his blessing. Finally, her father gives his full support to their union. They celebrate with their closest family. Their wedding is attended by both of Kim's parents, a joyous occasion after so much tragedy and hardship. After the party, Kim and Caocla finally go on their honeymoon. It is the happiest time of their lives, feeling as if they are falling in love and marrying for the very first time. And that is the ending of this drama. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to watch the next content.